fitted the engine, gearbox, all the suspension units. I think what I'm particularly proud of, it's a tax-exempt motor car, really. It's historic. It's a 1969 trim in a very modern setting, I think. What I like about MGs is they are a classic car that are obviously very easy to maintain, and they are fun to drive, and they are head turners. Even on the normal roads, people do look at them and admire them. And once you've driven a V8, you don't really look back, quite frankly.
So the bits are back and they're all painted and they look gorgeous. This is the bit of the build we really like, when you've got all that rubbish behind you, all the rust and debris and crud, and now you can start building again with lovely, fresh, clean stuff. The front cross member is here, all painted in my favourite black paint, and we've started rebuilding this end, although this swivel axle unit is the old unit. We've just painted it up a bit. It's the old damper that we've just refurbished with paint, but we're going to start building this end now. Got all the parts laid out on the table. We'll go through it step by step, and as long as we can follow this picture here, we'll be fine. Right, that's the lower wishbone done. Next, the bump stop. The next job is to fit the lower wishbone assembly to the front cross member, but that involves putting the coil spring in, which kind of, if I show you the location of these things, this is going to go up in here like that. This is going to go like that underneath, and then the whole lot's got to be squeezed up to compress this spring enough to be able to bolt it all together. Now, most sane, normal people doing this job actually do it on the car. So you've got the weight of the car and the engine, and the car's on its wheels, on the hubs here, to be able to compress the spring kind of naturally to be able to put it together. But we're not going to do that because we can't do that, because we haven't got a rolling chassis that we can work with. So, Les, bless him, has come up with a tool. This. You can get a proper MG tool for this, but we couldn't find one. So he's made it out of the end of a steering rack from a Land Rover, welded onto a 14mm bit of threaded bar with a nut welded halfway down. Now, he tells me, this is going to work. So that then leaves all those directions. Okay, spring. Trying to compress this spring, the problem is that you're having to pull down in an arc, which is why we use the ball joint. So it means no matter what plane it pulls in, actually the track rod end will move to be able to pull it in a direct line. That's the clever bit. Yeah, that'll be fine. Keep going, Les.
Yeah, real risky, that.
Yeah, it's going well.
I've got long arms.
It's going well, Les. Excellent, Les. It's back, you coward. Right, I'm going to do these up now.
Yep.
You ready?
I'm so confident I'm going to slacken this off.
You sure you should do that?
Yep.
Nice thing about this, though, is the number of people who said you can't do that. You can't, without the proper tool from MG, you can't really build it off. You can't build it off the car.
But they also said, yes, there is a proper tool, but nobody's ever seen one.
Yes, exactly. It's a bit like a dodo. It probably is actually extinct. But there are still people searching for it. The one tool from MG to do this job.
There probably was only one.
Yeah, it might be. But I do love it when people say, you can't do it, won't work.
And you come back and tell me.
Yeah, and then
you say it can't be done.
I said, Les, it can't be done. And he goes, I've worked in potteries for 30 years, man and boy in engineering department, and you tell me it can't be done. Do they speak like that in Stoke?
No.
No.
Harebrained idea.
Don't hit me. Listen, if it wasn't for me, you'd have never thought of this.
Are you sure?
Here he goes, look. Didn't we say it would work? This now, of course, is available for hire.
From the Les and Mark tool hire shop.
Yes. Good, that, eh? It's worth a fortune, that. And keep that in my pocket, always.
Said it couldn't be done.
Yeah, always that's going to be in my pocket. So if you ever see me with something rigid in my pocket, you'll know what it is. It's my tool.
Cup of tea, then?
Yeah. Right, over it goes, mate. It's getting heavy now. But you can see we have got a cross member complete. And a word of warning, thank you very much. There's a word of warning before you go ahead and put your springs in like that. You must remember to put in the bolts in the centre of the cross member that will attach this lot to the car itself. Because if you put all that in and you haven't put those in, you'll have to take it all to pieces again. That's it. We'll see you next time. We are so chuffed, aren't we? Yeah!